Welcome to this week's Secret Spaces. You can hear the cars in the background. They're bringing our guests, folks. That's what's happening right now. Uh, I'm Tom, social media manager at Secret Foundation. For those of you who are new to these calls, this is a weekly Spaces event every Tuesday, typically at 5 p.m. UTC/1 p.m. Eastern. We feature key players in our ecosystem and beyond, as well as you, to get some of your comments, questions, thoughts, words of wisdom, and everything in between. However, we flipped the script on you this week, and we're coming to you a little bit earlier, depending on what part of the world you're in. So, where I am right now, it's Eastern Standard Time. It's a little early, but we're rip roaring and ready to go. We've got some folks that we know you're going to be interested in hearing from this morning, and we want to go ahead and bring them on now. Who is ready to talk to us this morning? We've got two folks on from SCRT Labs today. And of course, the topic for today is Terra dApps migration/support. Before we get cranking, everyone pretty much knows what's been happening the past week or so. The bear market continues. Lots of things out there going on. Lots of things people want to talk about, have questions about. Secret Network, Secret Foundation, as well as here to help provide some of those answers, hopefully, and to get some things rolling for the devs and for anyone interested in joining Secret Network. That's the purpose of this space here today. So let's go ahead and start bringing our guests up today. Asaf, we're going to start with you. Tell everybody out there who you are, what you do, and a little bit about yourself here today.
Hi guys. So I'm Asaf Morami. For the past 2 years and a half, I'm a developer at SCRT Labs, which is the main contributor to SCRT Network. And before that, I was in the Israeli military for about 6 years doing cybersecurity work, mostly defending against nation-state actors. What else? I live in Israel with my wife and daughter. And that's it, I think.
That's good. That's good. Asaf, we're going to go ahead and kick things off here before we get Tom on board, and then we'll throw it to him as soon as he gets here. Give us sort of a broad overall view, in your opinion, of the current situation in terms of where we are with Secret Network for trying to migrate Terra dApps, giving them support. What's your sort of your broad strokes, your overall view of the situation right now?
Yeah, so first of all, SCRT Network is a Cosmos-based chain, just like Terra, with permissionless CosmWasm, just like Terra, with the only difference of having private inputs, outputs, and state for CosmWasm contracts. So you can see that the ecosystem are very similar. Maybe one more difference is that Terra are using a bit newer version of CosmWasm. On SCRT it's 0.10 and on Terra it's 0.16. You can sum up the differences being mostly quality of life stuff for developers, like nicer syntax, nicer STD libraries and stuff like this. And of course on SCRT you have privacy for secret contracts, so it unlocks a whole lot of new features. Whether you care about privacy or not, on SCRT, for example, you can use random numbers inside your contract. Your DeFi application is front-running resistance by default because inputs are encrypted, so the mempool is encrypted. For example, you can build games of incomplete information like card games and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's pretty similar, but I would love to hear like questions from the audience.
Oh, for sure. And we're definitely going to get there. I want to go back real quick to what you said about privacy, and you said whether someone cares about it or not. Why is it so important? For those who are listening that maybe are not that familiar with Secret Network, why is privacy the overall driving point of Secret Network?
Hello, Tom. This is Tom.
How are you? Good, good. For those that are in the space, I'm going to go back to the privacy question here in a sec. But tell everybody who you are, where in the world you are, and a little bit about yourself this morning.
Yeah. So, hello, everyone. I'm Tom. I heard a soft introduction before, so mine is pretty similar. I joined Secret Labs like 2.5 years ago, a little bit after Asaf. We served together in the IDF in the Israeli army in the same unit. So we know each other even before that. And yeah, I live in Israel and working in Secret Labs currently.
Sounds like we're like the same person, maybe.
It's amazing. You don't know someone's backstory till you ask a question. I had no idea. That's fascinating. So, Tom, I'm going to throw this to you. Asaf mentioned about privacy, and he said the words whether someone cares about privacy or not in terms of working with Secret Network. Why do you think that privacy is such an important selling point for anybody that wants to come to Secret Network? Why do you think it's so important?
First of all, I think like the most important aspect of it is that when I personally imagine the future of Web3 or like the future of the internet as in general, you can't really imagine it without privacy, right? You like it's such an integral part of like any system we use, whether it's like simple stuff like banking or like medical information and credit scores and all that. So I personally can't really imagine our future and Web3 in specific without privacy. So for most people, it's trivial. They like when I speak to people not really familiar with the bits and bytes of Web3 in the blockchain space, they don't really get the point that like everything is open. You can see everything. You can connect the dots about like anyone and everything. And when people actually realize that, and like first of all, they get really surprised, and then they really like understand the use case and the like the vision of Secret Network. Yeah, like that's the privacy aspect for me. And obviously, when we talk about DeFi and NFTs, like it's really easy to see the benefits when we developed something like Secret Swap or Sienna Swap, for that matter, or AMMs in general. They get front running resistance by default. When we talk about NFTs, there are so many cool things you can do with private attributes and private metadata. For example, you can distribute a whole movie with NFTs. Like there are really cool things you can do with privacy. So yeah, I hope that answers this question.
For sure. And I think that as I've said since I've joined the space, that was one of the number one features, one of the drawing points for me personally as well. And I know it's important to everybody here in the space listening today also. Let's go ahead and dive into the thrust of what we're talking about here today. As I said when we kicked off here this morning, everyone knows the situation that the bear market is currently going, and that people are having some serious life issues out there, folks, and we're not going to sugarcoat it for you. Everybody's, I'm sure, very aware of what's going on, but we are here to provide some help. We're here to help in any way we can. Obviously, Secret Network. So, Asaf, I want to kick this back to you in terms of Terra devs. What a Terra devs, and their projects, what they should do in a situation like this. What alternatives do Terra devs have in Cosmos, and how can they migrate right now? What's your take on this?
As far as I know it, in terms of on Cosmos, you have like Agoric, which is a JavaScript contract, so migration might be hard. From CosmWasm, which is Rust, you have Evmos, which are EVM contracts like Solidity, so might be hard too. And then you have Juno and Secret, which are both CosmWasm contract chains. So that's, I think, these are the options within Cosmos. I heard that Osmosis are talking about adding CosmWasm. And there was a Cosmos Hub proposal, I think, that was rejected about adding Cosmos and contracts. So yeah, I think that's the lay of the land right now.
Tom, what in terms of there being, and I'm going to use the word bright side, and I don't trust me, I don't say that lightly in a time like this, right? But if there is a bright side in terms of opportunities, what do you think this situation opens in terms of opportunities for Terra devs, non-Terra devs, in terms of working with Secret Network? I mean, there's definitely opportunities here, right? What can you expand on that a little bit here for me?
So yeah, definitely, like the bright side isn't very bright in a situation like this. It's a tough situation, obviously. Terra-based projects and devs are like, they don't have really an ecosystem that matches what Terra had. Like, right? They had, like, we're not fooling anyone. Terra had an amazing ecosystem and so many projects and so much engagement. Like, we call it a DeFi loop, right? Where like UST matches perfectly with Luna and like every other products on the chain and all that. That being said, like obviously there are some talks about Terra 2 and maybe creating a fork of Terra or a new iteration of the Terra blockchain. So I guess like when you reinventing Terra as a community driven space, something like somewhat similar to what Enigma blockchain back then turned out to be Secret Network. Like it was a very positive transition for us, I think. Obviously, that's something that could be good for the Terra ecosystem to like sort of reboot as an ecosystem that is driven by the community and all that. And obviously, like if projects choose to migrate to different networks, they can find new homes and like new opportunities and how do you say vacuums in the market that didn't like that they could fill in other networks. So it opens up opportunities, I think, I guess, for these projects that are looking for a new home right now.
Sure, that makes sense. Well, since we're talking about that, let's talk about features that developers and users get for free with with a secret migration or cross deployment. And you guys know these very well. Everything is private by default. We've kind of led with that here this morning. You can implement straightforward or complex data access patterns. I mean, storing private keys inside of contract. I don't want to go through all this myself. I mean, why don't you guys, whoever wants to answer, give me your highlights here in terms of secret migration for Terra devs. What do you think the highlights are here that they can come to expect when they come to Secret Network?
Yeah, so first of all, I think that migrating the code base itself should not be a big issue for teams. And on top of the current Cosmos that we are running, we're also adding Cosmos version 1, which is very, very compatible with the 0.16 that's on Terra right now. So migration should not be a real issue for teams. I think the upside of choosing Secret is that you also get privacy features, which again, if you don't mind, even if you don't care about privacy, like you're saying, I got nothing to hide, you still benefit features from it. So like I mentioned earlier, you get like front-run resistance by default for DeFi applications because the mempool is encrypted. You can use random numbers in your contracts to give you much greater flexibility than you have right now anywhere else on blockchain, on Web3.
Tom, did you want to jump in on that?
So yeah, I think Asaf summed it up pretty in a pretty good way. Yeah, like if I can add like a few more examples, you can add, like, I'm not sure if Asaf said that, but you can do private DAOs, right? The same way that we did for Secret Swap. You have private voting. It opens up great opportunities in the gaming area, the gaming space. You have randomness, and you can add chaos to games. Stuff like rolling, like fair dice rolling, mazes, etc. Yeah, very, like, a lot of cool features that you can add on top of Secret Network.
Nice. Also, we know that, all right, so for anyone who may not know this, Terra is running on CosmWasm, while Secret Network is running, and CosmWasm, what is it, version 0.16, and Secret Network is run on version 0.10. And you guys know some of these require efforts from Terra dev teams to solve. Asaf, in your opinion, or not in your opinion, but what do you see as being some of the things that Terra dev teams would have to solve in order to go from CosmWasm to Secret Network in this capacity?
So I think that the main difference is that on Secret Network, contracts are not upgradable. Like when you deploy a contract, it's there forever and you can't upgrade it. On Terra, that's not the case. You can upgrade contracts. If you find a bug in your code, you can upgrade it. But on Secret, if we will allow it, it will completely break the privacy model. So that's not allowed, but if your application really relies on upgrading contracts, then there might be a solution that you can try to look after. But I think that's the main challenge. Other than that, it's just like rewriting the small sorry, I'm mumbling, but it's just like you'll need to. It's a bit of a different syntax, so you'll have to rewrite. It's not a big deal. Tom, is there something that I'm missing?
Yeah, I think you basically covered it. In terms of upgradability of contracts, we're also looking at maybe a governance gated option to upgrade contracts, because otherwise contracts will be able to just upgrade their code and potentially expose like private or encrypted data that previously wasn't exposed. So yeah, there are a couple of ways to do that. But yeah, that's basically it.
Tom, let me stay with you. We know that Shockwave Alpha hit on May 11th. It's our massive mainnet upgrade for Secret Network, introduced major improvements. How does that change things for Terra devs coming over? How does that make things easier for them in terms of building on Secret? What does Shockwave Alpha bring for this?
Yeah, so to be honest, maybe Asaf is better equipped to answer this question, but Asaf, I can try, and maybe you can add to my things or correct me. Shockwave, the last upgrade, Shockwave Alpha introduced major improvements in query capabilities. So, like in peak times, Terra could handle, if I remember the numbers correctly, they could handle like more than 1 million concurrent queries per minute, and I think more than 1,000 transactions per block. This is a crazy numbers, like in terms of scale, and like I'll be perfectly candid here. We're like in orders of magnitude lower than that. And Shockwave Alpha introduced major upgrades in the query capabilities. So previously, for the people familiar with secret networks like apps like Secret Swap and Stash, they know that usually to interact with stuff, you need to have a viewing key or a permit or something like that in order to verify, like to authenticate users. These operations, especially permits, requiring some sort of cryptographic functions. I don't want to deep dive too much into it, but basically it's a pretty heavy functions in terms of computational power. And with the last upgrade, we in a way improved the performance of these functions and made it that you like the capacity of queries for things like balances and ownership of NFTs and stuff like that improved significantly. So that what Shockwave Alpha basically introduced to Secret Network. Asaf, correct me if I'm wrong, or like
Yeah, basically like 500 times performance improvement. Should be pretty transparent to devs.
That's that number is mind blowing to me. I can't really wrap my head around that. That's awesome. I know you guys have heard that before. I mean, there's a lot of as we said, Shockwave Alpha bring a lot of great improvements and doing a lot of good work here. There are opportunities in the secret ecosystem. In terms of grants, funds, Secret Agent Program is obviously huge for Secret Network. We're going to open the floor here very shortly here, folks, for anyone that wants to raise their hand and have their voice be heard. If you've got questions for Tom or Asaf, anybody that wants to perhaps join a Secret Network or have questions, or if you are migrating from Terra, obviously we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to hear from you. What is the best way? Either one of you guys can answer this. In your opinion, what's the best way to hit the ground running? If there's someone that maybe doesn't want to speak up, but wants to make contact, wants to get started, what do you feel is the best course of action here? What's the first steps they should take?
Maybe try to join our Discord. There are pretty lively developer chats there. You can get a lot of help there. Then go over our docs, which we are reworking, but you can start from there and then get a lot of help on the chats. And you can always reach out to us too, and we'll gladly help you start things.
Yeah, like every Terra dev or anyone, you can feel free to hit us up on Telegram or on Twitter or on Discord. We'll share all the knowledge we have and help you guys get started.
We've got a couple of folks who have raised their hands here. If anyone else wants to be heard, please raise your hand, and we will throw you in here, throw you on board, throw you on deck, and give you the opportunity to ask your question, maybe get some more information from the guys here, and then we'll move forward. So we may go ahead and jump to that here. If you guys, did you want to make any other points before we get started here? I know you guys are anxious to answer some questions here from the community. So if there's anything else you want to leave us with before we start answering questions, Tom or Asaf?
I think just to add to the performance conversation before, we said we just introduced improvements in the query capabilities. We are also doubling down on improving the infrastructure in the next few months. So we're working on a few more improvements to have like even more simultaneous queries capabilities. And we're also obviously upgrading to CosmWasm 1.0 to ease the efforts of migrating from other ecosystems. And we are also working on upgrading the WASM runtime module that we have in the nodes. The one that we are using currently called WASMI, which is not very, it does not have a good performance. And we used it back then, like 2 years ago, because we basically didn't have a better choice back then. But since then, there were a lot of improvements in that area, and we are looking into upgrading to WASMR, which is the runtime that is natively supported in Cosmos. We are also looking to get improvements in the area of transaction capacity per block. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Asaf, did you have anything you wanted to throw in there?
What Tom just said. But yeah, we're working on like 200x more performance improvements. So stay tuned.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. All right, we've got some folks on deck here that would like to speak. Jack, we know you've raised your hand, and we're going to give the opportunity here to ask your question or make your comment or give your word of wisdom, whatever that may look like. So if we're ready, Jack, you take it away, my friend.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. What you got for the guys today?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I've been around for a while, but I wanted to ask, actually, I got in a little late on this call, but I wanted to ask if there are any serious developments that the developers can talk about regarding Terra protocols that are looking to migrate over. I know there's a lot of chatter on Twitter regarding Juno in comparison to Secret, so just wanted to see if that was a reality for Secret holders.
I think like we're not really in liberty to like spill too much details about this. We have a few teams that reach out to us, and we're speaking to a few teams. I think Terra teams are basically testing the waters and trying to understand which transition will be easier and where, like in which ecosystem it will be more beneficial to them or more natural to them to migrate over. And yeah, I think it is yet to be seen like where's the wind is blowing, if you can say that in English.
Thank you. Is there maybe, can I ask one more question?
Sure.
If there are, conversations that are being had, is there any requirements that Secret Network would necessarily have, or are there just kind of this permissionless conversation? Is that possible with Secret Network and adopting the CosmWasm library and other things that would essentially make development the same as if it would be on Juno?
I'm not sure I fully got your question, so like if I don't answer it, let me know. But like we're not limiting anyone. Like the Secret Network is a permissionless blockchain. Anyone can just upload and deploy contracts, and it will stay that way. Obviously, like every project and every devs that reach out to us and asking for help transitioning to us, we offer as much help as we can, and we are happy to help anyone that want to check the opportunity of migrating to Secret or starting over in Secret or starting fresh in Secret. But obviously, like we will be happy to get projects that will grow the ecosystem and will open new opportunities for users and for devs. And yeah, we want to see a Secret Network grows. That's the driving. That's what's driving us. Absolutely. I hope that answers your question.
It did, yeah. I was just going to maybe piggyback on that, and from your purview, are there any protocols that you believe would best fit for the ecosystem at this point, or NFT projects for Stash?
Yeah. So I don't want to pinpoint specific projects because I don't want to press on sensitive spots here. But yeah, basically, like we'll be happy to see any NFT projects. We saw like how cool and how cool NFT projects could be on Secret Network. We'll be happy to see any DeFi protocol that leverages the existing DeFi capabilities and protocols we have on the network. Yeah, we're open to anyone, and we would be happy to help anyone that reaches out.
Great, thanks for the answers.
Thanks, Jack. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. We're
going to throw it now to Sport Ball. So Sport, whatever you got for the guys, Tom and Asaf, either or. Let's bring you on board here and see what you've got to say.
I really appreciate the space here. It's been pretty informative. Coming from a electromechanical background with C++ as my only language, I've been looking to get into smart contract development, and I wanted to see. I don't know a lot about COSM WASM. I don't really even know what that means, to be honest. I'm looking to get like maybe just a brief excuse me, just a brief explanation on maybe what that is. Sounds like maybe it's a language, and maybe a good resource to go to get more involved in being a dev on Cosmos, and what language might need to be learned. Thanks again.
Yeah, so hi. So CosmWasm is a framework for building smart contracts on Cosmos chains. The actual language that you're programming is Rust. So CosmWasm is the whole framework. It provides you with an STD library and with helper functions to operate inside a blockchain. You get a limited API because you're running inside a blockchain, which is a shared resource. And inside contracts, you can get inputs, return outputs, you can store state, which all of them are private on Secret Network. That's what's special about Secret Network. And that's it, I think.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
We appreciate your question, and I'm going to let you know, as well as everybody here, you can always visit us online. You can DM us here on Twitter if you need to. If you've got questions, anything that you want to throw to us, secret.network, that's SCRT.network. So please feel free to reach out, man. I mean, whatever you guys got for us, just let us know. We want to be a resource for everybody listening, for everybody who's wanting to move on. And if all you want to do is just learn more about Secret, we'd like to facilitate that happening. So please feel free to reach out.
Emir, you're on. Why don't you go on ahead?
Yes, hi everyone. Thank you for having me. I had a question about obviously this is like can you hear me well?
Yes, we've got you.
Okay. So the question basically is obviously today's space is about Terra, but is it also like for other projects from other chains?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And the second part was, is it specific to that for projects that were already built, or projects that were launching that weren't yet deployed on the blockchain?
For all in all.
Yeah, I mean, we're open for anyone. So yeah, we're open to basically anyone that wants to build on Secret. We love hearing about teams reaching out to us and asking questions, ask for help. Sorry, for help. So yeah, just hit us up, and we'll see what we can do. How we can help you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amir. We appreciate your question.
Hi, Asif. Hi, Tom and Patrick. Hi, Guy. I have a question about recently read about the news that Secret adopt Dimension as a rollup and as a scale solution. So I want to know why do you choose that Dimension, and how do you see that? As it described itself as a rollout for Cosmos, and how do you see the integration with Cosmos, and how will Cosmos build for the whole network?
Yeah, so to be honest, I'm not super familiar with what they what their progress and all that, but conceptually, you could have layer two network that can scale things like long computations and computations on large data, or doing stuff like floating point computations, like non-deterministic computations that you can have on a traditional blockchain. You can offset them to a layer 2 using a rollup. And yeah, we can see stuff like big data and maybe stuff like machine learning and stuff like that happening, and for them basically to store private data on secret network. So that's like that's the concept. I can't speak for other projects, so I can say for Dimension specifically.
Okay, thank you. And with the recent network update, what happened to Secret Network? I mean, in terms of like a scalability, like as the official document described that the scale will be much more than before.
We upgraded the network last week, added a bunch of performance improvements at some areas, about 500 times performance improvements in some areas. And yeah, we are working on 200x more performance improvements.
Great. Hope like Secret can be, and like it can be a mainstream blockchain network. I absolutely like see the SCRT token is market cap can be like top 20. Best luck. Best wishes.
Thank you. We appreciate your questions and comments. All right. Let's see who we're throwing it to next. Taoi, is that right? Taoi, I believe.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Doing good. We hear you great.
All right, great. So on on the Terra network, we had a dude named Finn, and basically he's an audio engineer. So he would go around recording Twitter Spaces, and we would basically archive the culture of Terra, and he would edit them and cut out all the awkward silences and the mic checks and everything like that. So they were pretty slick thing to hear. But with the collapse of USD, the guys run out of funding. I was wondering if I can talk to someone in the Secret Network about getting him funding, because he's open to branching out to just being like, instead of Terra Spaces being Secret Spaces, or being IBC Spaces if multiple chains are willing to fund him. But is that I know that Secret does have a funding program. I just don't know how to get involved with that side of it.
So I'm not sure. I'm not qualified to to talk about funding of the Secret Network in general and Secret Labs specifically, but we're always open to conversation. We have a grant program, and I actually just shared a tweet for projects to fill out. We're looking into funding for migrating projects as well. I can't share any specific details because I'm not familiar with the specific details, but yeah, we have all sorts of means of funding that we can help new projects and onboarding projects. So the easiest way is just to reach out to us or fill in the form I just shared, and yeah.
Okay, so I can just DM you, Tom, specifically after this space, and you'll guide me through this.
You can DM me.
Yeah, you can DM Patrick. You can DM me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question. All righty. Let's see. Looks like Frederick, if I'm getting it right. What's up, my friend?
So I have some rather technical questions, so I think it would be the Israeli guys' domains. So regarding contracts on Secret Network, is the state always private, or is there an option for creating sort of transparent contracts?
Yeah, so the state is always private, but you can choose to expose parts of the state that you choose to expose. So, for example, if we let's think about a token contract, a SNP20, like secret, for example. We don't want to expose, like, everything on the stake is encrypted. So we don't want to expose a specific balance of a specific user, but we maybe do want to expose the total supply of the token. So although the total supply is encrypted in state, we still expose a public query that, like, anyone can just go ahead and query it.
Right.
Without permissions or indication or whatever.
Gotcha. And then this is regarding Cosm. So the contract code itself. So when you deploy a contract to Secret Network, if you go on, like, say, your Explorer or something else, can you is that contract encrypted, or can you disassemble the bytecode of that contract?
The contract themselves are not encrypted, so yeah, you can just download the bytecode and do whatever.
Gotcha. And the final question would be about trusted execution environments. That's sort of I've done a bit of reading on the technology stack that Secret uses, and it's all very exciting. But the trusted execution environments has me a bit puzzled, because wouldn't that be like, theoretically possible? Because as far as I understand, it's a hardware sort of. It relies on your hardware being secure and not on any sort of cryptographic or like arithmetic circuit being, like, secure. So is that a potential, like, liability for the network, or that's pretty much the question.
You are correct. That's indeed a liability, and we are looking into other possibilities. Ideally, we can use a software-only solution, but it's not, like, ready to prime time yet.
Right.
Maybe in a 3 or 4 year span, it will be ready.
Right.
Like, if we go with it right now, it will be slow as hell, like gazillion times slow. You couldn't really run contracts.
Right. Well, that's So that's I guess my final question, just getting back to the whole Luna Terra situation, would be: is there any? I guess you've already answered this. You're pretty much open to anything. There's no particular, like, projects you're looking to collaborate with, or anything that you're specifically interested in that maybe Secret doesn't have, but that Terra Luna has.
We're interested in builders. So...
Just builders in general.
Yeah.
All right. Well, perfect. I think that was everything I had, and best of luck to you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the question. We're next going to throw it to Crypto Grits, best name ever. You are coming on board here to get a question or two answered, whatever that looks like. So, Crypto Grits, what do you got for us? Questions, comments, words of wisdom, thoughts?
Hi, folks. Thanks for hosting the space today. A little bit related to a question from Frederick, actually. Let me start with a quick one. You mentioned upgrading the CosmWasm version. Is there a specific time frame for that laid out yet?
Yes, within 3 months, hopefully.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Back to the other related.
That's I'll just add that.
Sure.
Sorry, I'll just add that that's the timeline from mainnet. We're hoping for testing version much sooner. Yeah, go ahead, Cryptogits. Sorry.
Yeah. So the second one, kind of related to Frederick's question, I guess, like the whole kind of SNP20 token concept is probably maybe one of the biggest sort of development or, like, mental model shifts for someone coming to Secret. So just, like, high level, I guess, from you guys' experience, aside from I suppose viewing keys and permits come in there, are there any other kind of fundamental limitations on composability with these tokens? Like, say, I don't know, if one protocol implements a yield bearing token and another protocol wants to integrate that, is that all accounted for with the permits, or, like, contract function permissions and so forth, or is there more to it?
No, it's fully composable, just like any other fungible token out there.
Yeah, like green keys and permits and stuff are just for authenticating users against the contract, but they're not really affecting composability or like inter-contract communication.
Okay, just a little bit of a.
You can also authenticate contract and not just users.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no problem there, really.
Okay, thank you. And the last one there on the same point with the secret tokens is how would someone go about, let's say you have your own protocol token, potentially bridging it to another networked Ethereum, for instance? Is there how do they interact with the bridge developers or deploying bridge contracts and so forth?
Yeah, so we currently have a bridge to Ethereum and BSC. Just reach out to us, and we are adding like every token that is built on Secret Network to it, and you can be on Ethereum, and later on this year, in like 3 months when we add the CosmWasm version 1, you will also be able to send SNP20 tokens to Osmosis, for example, over IBC.
Okay, great. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks for the questions.
Yeah, good luck.
Looks like we've got one more on board here today, folks. Jason, we are throwing it to you, my friend. What are your questions for Tom and Asaf?
Yes, this is Jason Womack here from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm a software engineer lead out of a healthcare company out of Palo Alto. My question is, as far as the grants are concerned, I did submit an application for the grant for I'm building like a Web3, essentially like Live Nation for kind of the Web3 and payments over crypto. How long does it take to get a response from if the grant was if it moves on to the next step?
Not me and not Asaf really handle the grants, so I can't say for sure, but usually it's pretty quick.
Okay.
The last few weeks has been kind of hectic, so it's reasonable to that there are some delays in that, but let's do it like this,
I'll check on the stats for that, Jason.
All right, no worries.
Yeah, thanks.
No worries. And last question would be, out of your the grants that you put out already, are there any companies you're excited about from a technology perspective, or is there anything we should look out for as a group and in the community where you're really pumped and about something you funded?
We like all our builders. Yeah, I'm personally looking for I personally get excited from Shape. I think it's a cool project, and it's gonna they have a cool vision, and you definitely want to stay tuned for that. And Hydro is very interesting to me. I think Jackal is also interesting. And I don't want to dive into too much specifics about any specific project, but these are the ones for me. Please.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Jason. And for anyone listening, anyone who has asked questions or would like to, or is thinking about moving to Secret Network, if you have specific questions that we did not answer here today, please reach out. You can join our Discord. You can also send us DMs here on Twitter if you need to. Just tell us specifically what your question is, and we will do all we can to direct you in the right location. We don't want to leave anyone off the boat, as it were. So please reach out. If you've got something specific that needs to be answered, we'll do all we can to answer it for you. Let's see. It looks like Frederick has circled back around. So we're going to see what Frederick has to say here. Frederick, you are a repeat guest, my friend. So what do you got for us?
Just a final question. I think I've tried to find. I'm not completely familiar with Twitter Spaces, but it seems like there's a bunch of technical discussion going on typically in some of these, and I see them appear in my feed every week. Are these being recorded somewhere or posted, or are they just sort of a thing that just happens in the moment and then disappears?
I'll actually take this one, guys. So we are making efforts to get Twitter Spaces recorded and give them a place to live, and currently that's YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We did last week's episode is up on YouTube. The audio is mixed, and we've got some images thrown in there. That was with a Team Viral, so was there with us. So that episode has been posted. This one will be done as well, and that will be the home for our secret spaces moving forward is our Twitter. So if you're not there yet, my friend, go follow us, subscribe, and you'll never miss an episode.
Awesome. Is there any way, just there's been much talk about DMing people. Is there any way I could get like the raw audio? Because I think your developers had some pertinent points in this one. I don't know if that's too much of a hassle to upload the MP3 or whatever you get from this.
Oh, I see. There are ways to download, not just Secret Space, but Twitter Spaces in general. There's an app for that, as they say, and you just you plug the URL in, and it takes care of it for you. So
perfect.
If you'd like to have your own copy, you're more than welcome to do that for sure.
Perfect. Well, it's been a great space, and I can sense we're wrapping up here. So everyone in this chat, have a good day.
Thank you, my friend. All right, folks, we have come to a little bit past the top of the hour. We don't want to go without giving anyone else opportunity to speak here today. If anyone else has anything they'd like to throw to us, to Tom or Asaf, these guys have done a great job today answering questions. And if there's anything anybody else out there has for us, please raise your hand. We don't want to leave anyone behind here. So if there's anyone else got anything they want to throw at us, please, by all means, do so. We'll give that a second or two. We mentioned YouTube. We do want to remind folks we're on YouTube. We're also on Instagram. These are just places that you can learn more about Secret Network. We're also having user tutorials. They're going to be popping up on YouTube. We're teaching folks how to use the network and how to use everything involved with it, how to onboard, that kind of thing. The grant program, all the pertinent information, of course, is available on our website, SCRT.network. So please go check that out as well. And follow all of our socials, and we'll do the best we can to keep you informed. And as always, if there's anything that we're not addressing specifically, just reach out. And it could be something that either you've missed or maybe we've missed, but we'll do all we can to get you the alpha, as they say. So if there's no one else with anything for us today, I want to throw it back to Tom real quick. Tom, as we begin to sign off here, is there any last comments you have for anyone in the space, anyone from Terra who's wanting to migrate, any message that you'd like to leave everyone here today with?
Yeah, it was a great talk. Thanks for having us. Yeah, so I'll just want to remind that I shared the tweet. Here in Spaces, you can click and fill in a form if you're interested in migrating or interested in hearing more and learn how we can help you guys. If you're Terra builders or any builders in general, I'll also retweet so you can access it from my account, and hit us up.
Sounds good. And we actually have someone popped up here. That's the secret logo I'm looking at. Could that be a soft potentially? We will find out, folks.
Hey guys, Shahar from SCRT Labs, the legend of.
Oh, there you go.
How's it going?
Doing great, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Great talk, guys. Proud of you for the great space. Just wanted to mention that Guy, founder of SCRT Network, as I'm sure you all know, is speaking at the Gateway in about an hour. You can reach the link for the YouTube broadcast on his Twitter account. So check it out.
Sounds great. Great information. We will definitely we'll retweet that also so everyone here can get the benefit of seeing that. You can feel free to join that as well and check out, get all the great alpha the Guy has for you. We appreciate you, my friend.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Asaf, we got some comments here from Tom as we're about to sign off. Is there anything that you want to leave everybody with before we say goodbye today?
Really, thank you for hosting. And to any builder out there, our DMs are open, so feel free to reach out.
That's the best way to end that. That's perfect. Absolutely. DMs are open. Reach out, folks. If you need something, please let us know. Let's get started here. If there's no one else that would like to speak today, I think we're going to go ahead and take it home. So Tom and Asaf, I appreciate you guys joining us today. I know everybody in this space does as well. You guys have a great rest of your day. We appreciate both of you joining us here today, both of you.
Thank you, guys. It was great. Thanks for having us.
And don't forget, our regular spaces is scheduled for every Tuesday, 5 p.m. UTC, 1 p.m. Eastern. We should be back to our regular schedule starting next week. Look for login information later on this week. Thank you all so much. I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.